Close your legs to marry men, hooker. Close your legs to marry men. Close your legs to marry men, trash box.
What's up, my Finna love sisters? Finna D coming to you all from Finna Team News.
In the world, I'm already out here a husband stiller, and this is too much. And ain't nobody out here stealing husbands, are they? I would never.
There's too many going around, honey.
There's a lot of single people out here last night. I saw a lot of single people in the building last night. So I don't think it's nobody want to steal nobody else's problems. I can tell you that, honey. Nobody want to steal nobody else's problems, honey.
You already know. I told you that's going to be her intro going forward.
We taking shots?
Take a shot. Do my video.
Okay,
Do my video.
My man is a free man. We taking shots?
Take a shot. Do my video.
Okay,
Do my video.
My man is a free man.
He wrote, "Today is a special day for me. Hashtag I'm blessed. Hashtag free. Hashtag peaceful. Hashtag grateful. Hashtag thank you." The next response, divorce? Question mark. He responded, funnily. Left all that in to say, even though he's divorced. When the whole situation started, he was married, so that intro is going to stay as Nene Leak's intro, because it didn't matter what Kim or anybody else had to say about their situation. She said, as long as someone is legally married, you should close your legs to them. And she didn't do that. But anyways, all of that aside and behind us, let's get into this topic. 4 days ago, I posted this video titled, From Fix That Face, The Battle of Their New Faces. Nene claps back at Sheree. It was a little over 25 minutes. In that video, I was very detailed about Nene's case against Bravo. I provided receipts and everything. And I said in that video, I might not have to do a review on part 2 based on all of the evidence I've provided. So when part 2 drop, just come back here and click this link and watch this video, because I will not be repeating myself. So for those of you who were like, Vina, why are you not talking about what Nene had to say about Andy? If there's anyone who's been so detailed with receipt about that case and situation, it's been me, and I come with receipts, okay? So if you missed that video, please click the very first link in the description below to watch that video. So, of course, Carlos King posted part 2 of his interview with Nene Leakes. Another reason why I also did not jump on the Wendy Williams situation and what she said is because almost a year ago, this is what I posted on this channel.
Last friendship question. What's the status of you and Wendy Williams?
I have not spoken to Wendy after everything that happened online, though I will say a few weeks later, Wendy did reach out to me. She did call me and wish me a happy new year. I was not ready to receive her call. I talked to her and, I pretty just told her off and hung up. So I have not spoken to her. She did try to call me and say something, but no. For me, it's just like, look, we just probably need to love each other from afar. And so that's just where I'm at. And so, bye.
I feel like there were rumors, this is not about your friendship, there were rumors a while ago, I think this is like maybe around the time you guys may have had your first kind of falling out, that you were maybe in talks to do a talk show or something like that.
With Wendy?
No, by yourself.
Oh, yeah. I've been in talks to do a talk show so many times and been blacklisted from that, like so many times, girl. Like clearly, anybody. Yeah, I've been blacklisted on that a million times. So
okay.
I mean, the door is not open like people think it is.
And Carlos and Nene had that exact same conversation about Wendy Williams, about a potential talk show, and because she and Wendy Williams went back and forth, then her talk show was canceled. So I've already talked about all of these things before.
There are a few things I'm not going to address. So, I love to do a Q&A with you guys, but if you're going to ask me anything about Wendy, please refrain from doing so. I will not answer any questions concerning Wendy. I will not answer any questions once again concerning Wendy. And for the third time, I will not answer any questions concerning Wendy. I am not that kind of friend. I have never been that kind of friend, despite what you might think. Any questions I have, I will direct them to her. I wish she could have done the same. I'm always loyal. I will always be loyal. I am not a snitch. I will never be one. And I am not going to hash out a friendship over social media. It won't benefit me at all. And it won't benefit any friendship that I have. So the only friendships I'm fighting for on social media is the ones I get paid to fight over social media for. That means it's a check behind it. So there's no check here, so there's no need for me to discuss it.
Which Nene once again is a walking contradiction, such a hypocrite, because she turned around and did the complete opposite. Okay, she have no problems blasting people, friendship or not. Now the same woman you just heard say on our Instagram live, if I have an issue with a friend, I'm going to call them. I'm not going to address anything on social media. I don't do that. Well, she went ahead and did exactly that because we already know that Nene Leakes is a walking contradiction. But anyways, when she said that, I'm not going to talk about Wendy Williams. We're going to handle it behind the scenes. Well, Wendy was on Watch What Happens Live, and this is what happened on Watch What Happens Live. Andy Cohen basically asked her, what does she think about Nene Leakes and her family getting a spin-off? But Wendy Williams responded, seeing Nene as a grandmother, boring. Seeing Nene with Greg, boring. Seeing Nene getting back in Hollywood, boring. Nene Leakes got so upset because of Wendy Williams' opinion, and these were her tweets, okay? They always manipulating black women to say negative things about each other while they sit and enjoy us tearing each other down. Remember, yes, she goes again. Black Lives Matter. Remember Breonna Taylor. Remember that most racist networks. Like, come on. The links in the description below will take you to the original video so you can hear what I had to say about her mentioning Breonna Taylor. I want to stay focused on what she talked about in the interview, so let's keep going. And may Breonna soul rest in peace. They're going to leave my name out of these shows. Send me your best discrimination attorneys info. And she went ahead and dropped her Gmail. And basically it's war. The racist is the master manipulator. They using me for ratings like they have always done, okay? And then Nene continued. She said both are, and then F, their ratings are low. Bye, queens. Basically, she's saying the Wendy Williams show ratings is low, and Andy Watch What Happens Live ratings is low. So they're using her for ratings. And then here she goes. Didn't Nene get so upset and threaten to sue the Vivica Fox and Lisa Ray and Claudia Jordan and all of them because Vivica Fox insinuated that she was doing drugs? But now here she is saying that Wendy Williams, she's on, so they should stop using her to talk. They both need my help with their poor ratings. Now, yes, I understand Wendy Williams in the past admitted to doing drugs. But if she's saying that she's clean, and you just said in that Instagram live, you do not snitch, you do not expose your friends, and you do not handle friendship issues on social media. You do it in private, but yet here you are putting your friend at the time business on Front Street and on blast. I get it. You felt blacklisted, so now your friend sitting and doing an interview with the very person and the very network that you felt blacklisted you, and the list goes on and on. Why wouldn't she put in a good word and be an encouragement and say, absolutely give Nene her show? Why would she contribute to your demise by saying you have nothing exciting going on? But Nene, you did the same to your friend Miserable Milo. although most of us stood by your opinion, we still felt like as a friend, you're supposed to be happy that your friend is being promoted and elevated. And you're not supposed to sit on platforms giving your opinion to keep her in the same position. Even if what you were saying made sense as a friend, you should be happy for your friend. But you sat on that same very platform with the lady in the beginning and said this about your friend.
I was wondering about your relationship with Marlo. You said,
Yes.
okay, you said you didn't think that she should have a peach. She shouldn't be a full-time cast time member. Have you spoken to Marlo? Did the friendship get damaged when you said that, or?
No, listen, again, I was just giving, this is nothing against Marlo. I mean, you asking me my opinion as a businesswoman, and I'm just telling you what I think and what I think that the network and production company do when they all get together and think about budget and monies to pay out. You already have this person working for your company. They already are full time. They shoot every day with every cast member. They take every trip. They do everything that the housewives do. What is it that you're going to see different? That's all I'm saying. So holding a peach isn't going to change her personality. That's what she does and who she is. I think somebody said, well, we might see more of her life. Well, you see it already. You see she now has both her nephews. She's had them on the show. What are you going to see different? Okay, you might see her go on a date. So I need to pay out more money for a person to hold a peach to go on a date. That would not make good business sense, okay? So I'm only speaking from that point of view. Holding a peach doesn't change anything. These girls may not be holding a peach, but they work just as hard as we worked. They did everything we did. We're in the photo shoots. They traveled. They had to follow the rules. They did everything. So it's a win-win for the network. They got you for this amount of money, and you do everything they need them to do. That's just the truth, you know. I mean, if she wants to hold the peach, I wish her all the well with holding one. But nothing's going to change. You're only going to see her in the photo holding the peach.
And the majority of Bravo and the Real Housewives of Atlanta audience feel that way. She did not deserve a peach. And that's why I call her delusional and a hypocrite. Because that's all Wendy Williams said. I do not agree. Here's my reason. That is just my opinion. And that's exactly what Nene Leakes said. I do not agree that my friend should get a peach. After over a decade of being on this show, that's just my opinion. And she's going to have to respect that. But you couldn't respect Wendy Williams' opinion? Exactly. Especially after saying that you do not want your family on TV. You all remember the video, the Tamar Braxton Instagram Live. It's in the last video I just told you about, so I will not be inserting it in here. I've repeated it 150 times. You already know. So it's just a hot mess.
I always eat and eat good. Believe that. I always believed in multiple streams of income, so the leaks are good. You old head and you old racist. No one knew you until you knew me. Remember, I'm Icon, don't forget. I think she's talking about Andy because there's no way she's talking about Wendy Williams because we all knew who Wendy Williams was before we knew who Nene Leakes was, okay? So I think she's talking about Andy Cohen.
My issue with Nene is still the same, the lack of accountability. And to not have any real friends to hold you accountable, Carlos King included, is very dangerous and sad. She spent the entire interview, part 1 and part 2, and it was always other people and everybody's fault. Not once did she acknowledge that she did this, and even if she attempted to acknowledge something, she would then bring somebody else up and say, well, this person did it. I haven't done anything worse than this person. Instead of just saying, you know what, this is the part I play in it, I'm owning that part. That's when you start to grow, because no one is perfect. So for Carlos to have access to these tweets and everything, and to just sit there and behave like he had no clue as Nene attempts to rewrite history, it's like, what are you doing? But then again, I get it. This was his platform. He was allowing his friend to come on his platform and just tell her story. I'm not about to hold her feet to the fire or be extra with it. We all know what happened. And he tried to clean it up at the end. He was like, you know what? Even Nene and I, we've had issues, okay? But we talk about it and now we're here. We've all done, stupid things or said stupid things, but it shouldn't be anything that we can't get past. So in a way, he attempted to acknowledge and squeeze it in there. But as far as coming to that interview with receipts, just showing it to her and reminding her and holding her accountable for certain things and having that real conversation, I did not see that. But overall, I do wish Nene the best. I don't know about you, but I'm not rekindling a friendship, a relationship, or anything with someone who cannot admit to their wrongs and take accountability. It's not happening because that person is dangerous. If you think you can attempt to burn my entire house down and then take no accountability, and I'm going to be cool and comfortable allowing you back in my house, absolutely not. Someone wrote on the blog page, lies. We didn't miss nothing. Nene called Andy racist and physically attacked production. She thought she was too big for the network and Bravo humbled her. Where did I call Andy a racist at? Go find it and show it to me, was her response. So we are just supposed to ignore that on the same night of Watch What Happens Live with Wendy Williams in September, as the proof is on the screen, that you just randomly tweeted around the same time referring to someone as racist and someone on drugs, to claim you don't snitch on your friends, but to come back the next day after the episode and then write and tweet she's on drugs, so they should stop using her to talk. They both need my help with their poor ratings. Poor ratings. Who they? Wendy and Andy both have a show. You don't literally have to say people's name for us to know. Like, I don't get it when people do things like this. And Nene kept tweeting, okay? This is the part I told you all to watch in that video because now I'm being repetitive. But to use the words phasing me out in a tweet and then to repeat those same words in your interview, Carlos King, this is when you pull out the tweets and you say, but Nene, you tweeted that this was wrong. And then you also tweeted that you negotiated your episodes and you were paid upfront and that you have not lost anything and that you were paid every dime. So can you see and understand why we are confused? With the tweet and the information being in her face, then she will have to address it. That's how you conduct an interview, okay? It was only when she no longer got her way from the network, now they were everything but. Do you see and understand how that is confusing? Can you address this? Then, of course, Nene was going to say, like she tweeted, I didn't say anything publicly for years, but I spoke out behind the scenes in emails, text messages. Go ahead and read the rest because I've already shown you this before. You will not be the first or last person to lie or protect a business, a company, or an employer for job security, okay? So I'm not saying this right here is not possible, but when you're going to conduct an interview, then you hold someone accountable. Also, Nene, yes, I was there. You fought for people behind the scenes, okay? However, when Bravo did what they did to Kenya Moore and she quit because they wanted to cut her paycheck because she got married during the off season, and you went on Twitter and kept tweeting in support of Bravo for Kenya Moore no longer being there. Can you see why that will confuse people? Because one moment your message is protect, uplift Black women. My sisters are not standing with me or supporting me, but yet this is what you did. Can you see how that would be confusing? Can you also understand that including in your tweet, stop watching, okay? Stand up, protest, sign a petition, and stop watching the treatment of Black women behind the scenes. Go ahead and read the rest. Basically, not thinking about or considering that other people still work there and you are messing with their bag, their money, and their job security, all because you have a personal issue with the network. And before your personal issue, the network was everything to you, and they were great, and it was thank you, Andy, and all of these different things. Can you see why people are confused? And can you understand when you are tweeting things like this, when you are encouraging people to stop watching, when you are going this hard against a network to burn the network and the house down, because according to you and Annie, it was and is the house that you built. But he was very specific. RHOA is the house that Nene built. He never tweeted Bravo. You are tweeting to stop watching Bravo and burn it down. I don't know about you, but if an employee is doing all of this all because they simply did not get their way, I'm not bringing you back to possibly deal with the headache again. In Bravo eyes, we no longer need you for all of these episodes, okay? We fire people all the time. We let people go all the time. We demote people all the time, and they just walk away. Just because your ego is so up here and you do not walk away doesn't mean we are wrong for simply saying, this is what we can offer you, take it or leave it. Like I've been saying, no one is saying Bravo did not do things behind the scenes to Nene. No one is saying Nene is lying. It's just difficult for some people because the only time you are screaming they're wrong and they wronged you is when you were in drama. But when other people were in drama, you stood by and supported a network. Now, I do understand that Nene is still in court, okay? She did say that in her interview. So I get it, not addressing everything. I also understand maybe she talked to Carlos behind the scenes. Yes, I tweeted these things. Yes, I did these things. But these things are actually on a record in court. They brought my tweets and everything as proof. So because it's an ongoing legal battle, please don't do that. Maybe they had that conversation behind the scenes, and that's the reason why Carlos did not go there in his interview. She even joked and said, well, the producer was in the way when she mentioned grabbing the producer's shirt. And then she said, well, this person did this to Andy. And it's like the lack of accountability. And this is why I stay away from some of Nene's topics, because I'm sounding like a broken record. I'm repeating and reposting tweets I've already reposted in 150 videos. I'm saying the same thing. My views have not changed. With accountability comes growth. And that's the only time Nene Leakes will grow, when she can see her wrong in things and accept her part in things and not blame everybody constantly. She did touch on other topics that we've talked about before, but some of you want me to cover it, and also some of those people clap back. So I will talk about those other topics in my next video. Yes, I did also review the latest Real Housewives of Atlanta episode, so I have that coming up as well. I'm wishing all of you well, and take care. My loves, thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.